Russia seems to be learning from their experience in Ukraine, as they are actively implementing big changes to their tanks, some not so good and some very useful. The most notable changes will come to the new T90 M2 tank. It is going to be a further improvement to their T90 M tank, which is the best tank that they have in their active service. And some improvements can already be seen on the new T90 M tanks that we saw not too long ago. So what are those changes? Well, the most notable one, that I talked about several times already, is the implementation of the Arena M hardkill active protection system. Until recently, there have only been testings of the system and how the tank operates with it, but in the more recent news, it seems that the Arena M has passed all testing and is actually being implemented on vehicles in service. And not on only T90Ms, but on T72B3M tanks as well, dubbed the T72B3A. According to the latest information, the T72B3 tanks equipped with the Arena M system are actively being deployed and used on the front lines in Ukraine. Russians have recently stated that the system is capable of intercepting FPV drones on top of RPGs and ATGMs, which is very important as FPV drones have been the main cause of tank losses in Ukraine on both sides. Not only that, we actually had visual confirmation from the trials that it can intercept and destroy top attack munitions like Javelin. Well, despite the claims of the amazing ability to intercept drones, we just got videos of T72B3 tanks with Arena getting hit and neutralized by several drone strikes. There is a lot of speculation as to what went wrong here, some claiming nothing went wrong to begin with. In the videos we can clearly see the tanks with Arena M system on them, which is evident by the clearly visible radars and charges, as well as the distinctive shape of the Arena system. We also have clear evidence that at least some of them have clearly been neutralized, most certainly by the drones, as we can see them either destroyed or abandoned in some videos. So if Arena can actually protect against drones, how did this happen? Well, the most obvious thing to say is that it does not, that those were just empty words made for propaganda reasons, but there could be more than first meets the eye here. It could be very possible that the Arena M did work a lot of times, but Ukrainians just simply decided to keep the videos where we can see it failing. Since no system is perfect, this is bound to happen. Some evidence to this claim is that in one video we can see a possible interception of one drone from the point of view of another, but it is actually very hard to tell what happened here, and I wouldn't call this any concrete evidence. The explosion could have easily been from a drone hitting the tank. Another piece of evidence is the fact that some of these drones lose contact a lot sooner than the others. This one, for example, loses contact meters away from the tank, in comparison to some that we see clearly coming very close. This has led some to believe that this proves that the drone was actually intercepted, and yeah, it is very possible to be the case. But you also have to keep in mind that some drones are operated much further away than the others, and as such, the footage from them can be cut sooner as the transmission is lost as soon as they hit their target. So if the drone operator is pretty far, the last several seconds can possibly be lost. I'm not saying this is the case here, but I'm saying that you should keep those things in mind, and why assessing whether the drone was intercepted or not is very hard to say the least. Also, interception does not have to mean that the threat will be completely neutralized in 100% of the cases. Every hardkill APS can intercept a threat and still have the heat charge do some damage to the tank, as the activation of the damaged charge can still occur. But of course, the penetration would be drastically reduced. Even so, it can still cause some damage, and if this residue comes in contact with the Arena M, it can easily damage it as well, since it has little to no protection. The systems being damaged is just one of the reasons why the system might have failed. Another very likely one is that the tanks could have neutralized several drones in the videos Ukrainians decided not to include and simply ran out of protective charges. In total, there are 12 charges on the system, 3 per the 90-degree protection radius, making it also very possible that they simply ran out of charges to protect the specific area of the tank, as we see most of them coming from the rear or the rear left of the tank. It's very easy to expand the 3 to 6 charges protecting this zone. It is very hard to tell in the video, but it is possible that the charges are missing on this tank. With all this in mind, yeah, it is very hard, and dare I say, impossible to come to a concrete conclusion as to whether the system worked properly or not. And according to some reports, even from the Ukrainian side, it took 10 to 20 drones at least to neutralize one tank, which could just go to show that yeah, the videos we have seen are indeed cherry-picked. but it is still not a great number. Another limitation I believe the system has is that it can't really target drones crashing directly from above the tank, as there are no APS radars that point directly up. Now, this is just my speculation, but would also be a good indication as to why we see cages with explosive reactive armor mounted above the turret roof. And I know some of you might think that in that case the system can't intercept top attack missiles like Javelin, but all of those missiles, despite targeting the top of the vehicle, come in at an angle, not directly from above, so they can still be detected by the radars and intercepted. Either way, it is clear that the system has limitations, including both the coverage and the low amount of available charges, on top of the possibility that it might just not work against drones in its current configuration. In my opinion, the new solutions being introduced to some NATO tanks, which involve connecting the remote weapon station to the radar system and using either machine guns or airburst autocannons to shoot down drones, I will touch on those more in a later video, are a better choice, as you have infinitely more ammunition to take down drones than just 12. So far, we did not get any information specifically about T90 M tanks with Arena M being deployed in Ukraine, but we did see some of them being transported around and in factories, with ERA blocks added to the anti-RPG net, most likely to help at preventing drones from striking the turret ring, which is one of the weak spots of the tank. But it is possible we will see the brand new T90 M2 tanks by the end of the year, as 10 of them are planned for production in 2026, and this is not just a T90M with Arena system. No, there will be several very noticeable changes done to the tank. First of all, the turret will probably get a slight redesign, with side armor now being more flat, It will not have a typical angle that the Russian tanks have been following since the introduction of the T64 and T72 series. If you didn't know, in short, the Russian and Soviet tanks follow the design principle of having the side armor angled inwards to make it harder to be hit from the frontal arc. The T90 M2 will apparently go away from this design, with the front of the turret sides being made flat and the presence of bulges or bumps on the back side armor. It isn't clear why this is being done. Some reports stated that this is to improve rigidity of the turret and give more internal space. The obvious downside to this is that the side armor will be easier to hit. Of course, the sides will definitely be covered in relic explosive reactive armor at least, like the T90M tanks have had it covered so far, so it won't really be that much of a weakness, but it is hard to say if this is a good or bad decision. The most anticipated thing about this tank is probably the expected improvement to the reverse speed with the addition of the reverser. Reverser basically just shifts the forward gears to reverse ones, giving the same amount of gears when going in reverse. But it would most definitely be limited to a certain speed or gear, and considering T90M already has automatic gear shifter, all the driver would have to do is put the tank in reverse and not bother with switching extra gear to gain more speed. Russian tanks have struggled with the reverse speed for decades, and the Ukraine war has finally shown why it's a problem. Russians know it themselves, otherwise they wouldn't be installing ERA on the rear of their tanks, since because of their poor reverse speed, their tanks are forced to turn around to retreat. This has not yet been officially confirmed though, it is only stated as a recommendation for the new tank among other things in one document. And of course, the tank is going to feature the Arena M APS from the start. And who knows, maybe the turret redesign is being done to better accommodate the system. T80 tanks are also getting a bit of love, with the T80U E1 tanks getting modernized with a relic ERA, which has been a long time coming to be honest. Not a single T80U tank has been modernized to this standard ever since such modernizations became available. Most have been kept in the original configuration, and we have not seen any notable new T80U variants for 20 years. T80U E1 tanks already feature modern fire control systems, so I doubt anything is changed there, and from the looks of it, tank does not have the PNMT or Sosna U sight, which is a bit of a bummer since it means it lacks the automatic target tracking those sights offer. But other than that, it is pretty decent fire control system with the second generation thermals originally featured in the Sosna U sight as well. T80U tanks have always been a better choice for modernization, and I always wondered why Russians never modernized them to the T80 BVM standard, as T80Us have better base protection with the better turrets, as well as fully stabilized commander sight, something that T80 BVM tanks, which use T80 BV as bases, do not have. And the T80U E1, since it uses the T80UD turret, has a remotely operated heavy machine gun as well, So yeah, a much better tank than a T80B. The tank we've seen has the extra rubber armor placed on the turret, which we also saw being installed on new T80 PVM tanks, and appears to be only done to the T80 tanks, since a different factory, Omsk Transmash, is charged with their modernization and production. I said armor because those apparently feature explosive reactive armor elements inserted between rubber panels, made to provide extra protection to the weak turret ring area, something that is done differently on the T90 M tanks I mentioned earlier. This is probably a better option as it is more rigid and less prone to damage, but to each their own. On top of all of that, there are apparently plans to start production of the T80 tanks with the T90M style turrets and maybe even a 1400 horsepower gas turbine engine. In comparison, the gas turbine currently used provides 1250 horsepower, so this would be a very nice upgrade, especially considering it would probably weigh around 50 to 55 tons. As a big fan of T80 tanks myself, I do hope this is true, as T80 tanks have severely been neglected ever since the collapse of the USSR, probably because of their higher costs and fuel consumption. But one good thing about them is that they have almost 3 times higher reverse speed than the current T72 and T90 tanks, 11 km per hour compared to 4, which in a lot of situations can mean a difference between life and death, and Russian tankers have testified to that themselves. All in all, a lot of this is not yet confirmed. It would be nice if the T90 M2 indeed gets the increase in the reverse speed and the new T80 variants do get built, but we will only know for sure when or if this happens. And I believe we will have to wait for more clear evidence to come to a conclusion whether the Arena M is effective against drones or not, as few select videos can mean very little for the many reasons I previously explained. That would be all. If you like my content, you can support me on Patreon. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Have a nice day.